Okay, we have Mr. Vicente Fox on the show today. There's a lot of introductions, a lot of cool things about Mr. Fox. So let me not go there yet. We'll get there over time. But thank you for being here.
My pleasure, Jeffrey. Thank you for inviting me to the program. I will enjoy it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we both will. So you currently live in Mexico, right?
In Mexico, state of Guanajuato, city of León, in Rancho San Cristobal.
Okay.
That's half an hour from León, a beautiful farm, ranch, where I was born and raised, together with 9 brothers and sisters.
Oh, wow.
82 years ago, where my grandfather came from Cincinnati, Ohio, back in 1895, crossing borders, crossing rivers.
Wow.
He came to this little place there looking for his American dream, and he found it. He stayed there to live, and so we've been there for 4 generations now.
Wow, amazing.
Yes.
So I'm just going to dive right in. I postponed it, but I really want to talk about this. So former president of Mexico, and the years in which you were serving the country were
2006.
So from the year 2000 to 2006.
Yes.
How? Like, what was the route to get there?
Well, it's just like another job. Some say that it's very difficult. I don't think it was. I was by then a 58-year-old professional. I had great work experiences in big business like the Coca-Cola company, or a small business like manufacturing Western boots, like producing frozen vegetables in the farm. So I had experience. I think I planned pretty well my term. First of all, I planned the change in my life. I never thought I was going to be a politician or involved in politics. And so I had to change my chip and take a different attitude. And I just said, this is a great job, what I got here, and I'm going to do it the best I can. I got there not because I was very lucky. I got there working and planning. I usually plan right from the beginning up to where I'm heading. So when I joined the Coca-Cola company, for instance, I started distributing the drink in the truck to small mom and pop stores. But when I was doing that, I said, I'm going to be here to be president of the company. And so I started moving, and getting there in
How old were you?
5 years. I joined when I was 21 years old.
Okay.
And by 25, I was marketing director. By 29, I was manager for Mexico. By 32 years old, I was manager for all of Latin America. Same when I moved to politics, I said, if I'm doing this for Mexico and I'm doing this for Mexicans, it's my aspiration to reach the top level job, which is being president of Mexico. So I started like grassroots participant in my party. Then I became congressman 2 years after. 2 years more, and I became governor of my state of Guanajuato. And 4 years later, I decided to go for presidency. And I moved out of the governorship, worked hard 3 years, and I became president in year 2000. So I do a lot of planning. I believe that leadership is a very strong force we have within. And when you understand that powerful you have within, you move and you conquer as far as you want to go or as high as you want to go. You make it because you're convinced that you have to get there.
What was the route like? Was it a difficult journey doing all the campaigning? Was there a lot of opposition?
Some people call working difficult.
Sure.
thing. I take it as a fun, enjoying activity. So I work from whatever time in the morning up to whatever time at night. And I'm 82 right now, and still I love working. And if I'm not working or reading or listening to classic music, I'm not happy. So I'm half retired from the intense activity I had before, but I have new challenges. I want to start a tequila factory to produce tequila. I want to defeat this stupid guy that we have in Venezuela, this gorilla, this criminal, Maduro. And so I go to Venezuela. He didn't let me go in, but I'm still fighting him every day together with the whole of the world because he's killing people, he's taking young kids to jail, he's torturing people, and he has to be defeated.
What do you think is going to happen there?
If we don't have a strong, decisive intervention and action from, I would say, yes, United States is the only one that has that power. What is going to happen there is a mass killing and internal war because this stupid guy doesn't want to resign, doesn't want to move out. So I guess he would have to be moved out on a coffin. I don't see other way around. And the people in Venezuela decided to go for it. The leader in that country, the Libertadora de Venezuela, is Maria Corina Machado. She's an angel, but she's tough as a lady can be.
Have you talked to the current United States administration about this issue?
I send messages as much as I can. Today, everybody thinks that with social nets you have access to anybody, but in high politics, it doesn't seem to be true. But still, I am calling. I'm making public my call in my Twitter. I have a lot of followers there. I have about 1.5 million. But the guy is there, and he's not willing to resign. So somebody has to do it. Other times he will go to this Supreme Court in Hague, in Europe, where the big gorillas like him have been judged like the Nazis and been taken to death, and like many other criminals that have been in government.
Switching gears a little bit, what do you think about the current president of Mexico?
Bad guy. He doesn't know what he was president for. And that's the first thing you have to understand. If you have to have control on your life, you have to know what do you want to be president for. If you're not clear on that, you should not get there. You have to be very clear what you want to be there for, and number two, what is your plan, what you're going to do in those 6 years. And that helps a lot, understanding where you're going, where you're heading, what is your path, what is your plan, and then things work relatively well. This guy has not respected the Constitution, has not respected human rights, has not respected the law. He respects, and his friends too, all these criminals and cartels that are in Mexico. Imagine a security policy in any other country where the president says, okay, I'm going to be friendly with the criminals and the cartels. I will give them abrazos and not balazos. And so he wants to be friends with them, and he thinks that they will obey and they will do respect him. It's the most stupid public policy that I have ever heard.
What do you think about the current election year that we're in the United States? I've seen some of your videos.
At least half of the enigma has been solved, because it's incredible that this great nation has two ancianos, two very old guys running for the presidency. I mean, this nation with 350
Well,
million people
now it's
has
Kamala.
young people like you, like her, like ever you want that can do it better. So I think that half of the enigma has been solved because now we're getting a lady,
Sure.
50-year-old, that she might have very new ideas, and she has charm. She has attraction, and I think she will make it. First time in United States that we're going to have a lady running this country, same as we have in Mexico now. And the future is ladies. The future is women. And we're moving pretty fast to a women-controlled world. You and me are going to go back to the kitchen. We have to get our delantal and start washing dishes. That's where we're going to go. And we're going to enjoy that. And let the ladies do much better than we have done. We've been, for millennials, running the world. Men. And what have we done? 1/3 of the world is in extreme poverty. We have cartels everywhere and control of territory by the criminals most everywhere. You have the largest drug consumption in the world right here in the United States, and nobody stops all of that. So we need ladies running our nations.
And I'm switching gear to Spanish. ¿Qué piensa usted de la presidente de México ahora mismo? ¿Piensa que va a hacer un buen trabajo?
Ver, es un enigma también. Es difícil saber qué es Claudia, porque Claudia ahorita ha sido una marioneta de López Obrador. Si ella tiene carácter, si ella tiene una preparación completa, profesional, como científica, yo espero que actúe independientemente, que use su criterio y no se confunda con lo que acabamos de ver estos 6 años. El problema en parte de Latinoamérica y en los Estados Unidos es que seguimos mucho ideologías. Creemos mucho en la izquierda y el comunismo y el socialismo, y nos guiamos por esa ideología y no por servir a los ciudadanos y no por desarrollar políticas públicas que permitan crecer a un país. Entonces yo lo veo, me encanta el caballo, yo creo que es la de bridles, como las riendas que llevas, y tú das un poco de un jalón para la izquierda, te mueves para acá, distribuyes ingreso, y luego jalas para acá y generas ingreso. Te dedicas a crecer la economía. Entonces es un poco de las dos cosas, pero al final es servir. The shortcut to happiness is being for others, is serving. La ruta corta a la felicidad es ser para los demás.
Claro, no, estoy de acuerdo con usted en cuanto a eso. ¿Está sorprendido usted que es una mujer la presidenta de México?
No, nos tardamos mucho.
Nos tardamos mucho.
Debió de haber sucedido más rápido.
Cuando yo lo vi me sorprendí porque obviamente la cultura latina muchas veces es una cultura un poco más...
Porque las mujeres son mamás y ese es un acto de amor. Tener un bebé es un acto de amor.
Claro.
Y entonces ellas son amor antes que violencia y antes que ignorancia. Entonces una mujer va a tener compromiso en trabajar para resolver la pobreza. No va a aceptar criminales e inseguridad en la calle. Los va a buscar controlar. Entonces yo creo que van a suceder muchas cosas buenas, estoy convencido.
Qué bueno que...
Porque conozco bien a mi esposa, a Marta.
Claro.
Yo sé el valor que ella tiene. Yo sé lo que vale una mujer y yo creo que es bueno ya que dejemos que las mujeres se prueben un poco en gobierno. Claro. Habrá errores, habrá unas mejores que otras, pero al final yo creo que van a hacer una mejor tarea.
Qué bueno. Y ahora mismo, o sea, según yo leo, la economía en México está bastante fuerte. El último estudio que yo busqué aparecía como si México estuviera como uno de los primeros 10 países en cuanto a poder económico.
Sí, es una economía potente,
Súper
fuerte,
potente.
pero no ha dado la única razón para la que tienes una economía fuerte, que es ingreso y calidad de vida. Eso no lo hemos resuelto. Entonces es economía fuerte, pero los ricos tienen más y los pobres tienen menos. Entonces necesitamos igualdad, necesitamos equidad. Y eso es parte del problema en Latinoamérica. No hay suficiente distribución del ingreso. Yo creo que es lo mismo aquí en Estados Unidos, que la distribución del ingreso es terrible. Los que acá ganan y los que allá abajo apenas comen.
Seguro.
Y ni siquiera esta nación ha resuelto eso. Entonces Latinoamérica es más grave porque los que tienen mucho están aquí y los que tienen poco están más abajo de la línea de subsistencia. Es terrible.
No, estoy de acuerdo con mucho de lo que usted está diciendo en cuanto a, o sea, la distribución de las riquezas y los ingresos y todo lo demás. La pregunta es cómo se resuelve. ¿Cómo se resuelve con...?
No hay otra más que trabajando. Pero trabajando, ahora sí como una yunta de bueyes. Todos en la misma dirección. Porque si uno jala para acá y el otro jala para allá y el otro jala para atrás y no hay unión y no hay unidad de propósito, no se resuelve. Yo creo que el problema que tenemos cuando pasamos de una familia de 4 miembros, 5 miembros, es fácil ponerse de acuerdo.
Seguro.
Y es fácil trabajar todos para alcanzar una meta. Pero cuando tienes una nación donde hablas distintos idiomas, donde vienen de distintas religiones, donde tienen distinta manera de pensar, es muy difícil coordinar ese esfuerzo. Y esa es la tarea número 1 de un presidente o de una presidenta, es unir el esfuerzo, convencer a todo mundo que la mejor manera es caminar en esta dirección y no que uno se lance para allá y otro para acá. Eso no camina.
Claro.
Es como la Torre de Babel, por eso ahí la humanidad se encontró en una encrucijada, porque cada quien hablaba una lengua diferente y cada quien no entendía al otro y fue terrible. Todo el mundo se hizo bolas.
Claro. Okay, switching gears a little bit. You went to Harvard Business School.
I did so.
How old were you when you went to HBS?
I was sent there by the Coca-Cola company around when I was 28, 30 years old, and it was a 6 months intense, very intense, working on business. So it was management, it was marketing, and it was people.
What was the name of the program?
It was
What is it, a GMP? Like
business,
a general...
business development. Is not the regular universities for people that is out working.
Yep.
To come in and join in and stay there 6 months, an internship, and work hard.
Oh, so it was residency. You were there for 6 months?
Oh, yes, living right there.
So it wasn't low residency, it was full residency for 6 months.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. So it was an executive series program.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
And was it worth it? Was it worth the time? Was it
Of
worth...
course, because it was very pragmatic, very practical. I'm convinced now, throughout 82 years that I have lived in this world, that it's much more worth my years in the Coca-Cola company than my 5 years in university and my term in Harvard. I think when you learn things in a classroom is one thing, and when you are out on the field, experiencing, doing specific things, you learn much more.
No, I'm with you. It's practical knowledge and practical education versus theoretical.
How many people that didn't even go to university or even school are billionaires and have clear reason of what they're doing?
Sure. I mean, the other juxtaposition would be professors that are straight in academia versus people that were actually in business and are now teaching business.
Yes.
Way more worthwhile for me to learn from a professor who has been there,
Yes.
done that, versus a professor that's just full of theory
Yes.
and textbooks. Okay, no, this is remarkable. It's a pretty cool resume that you have, and I don't know. I'm just sitting here in awe of everything that you've been able to accomplish and how the humility the humility of service just permeates from you as a human. So I applaud you
Let
for
me
that.
tell you, I'm trying to replicate my experience throughout my life with poor kids, humble families in rural areas, Mexico, in ranchos and ejidos everywhere, through Centro Fox, which is this academic center that Matt and I have, which is for poor kids. And the main message when they come in is you were not born to be poor. You were born to do great things in your life. And we're going to teach you here how you do that. So we have a full exercise of what we call Presidente por un día, President for the day. So it's an exercise where we bring 40 kids with their teachers. We put them in Central Fox for a couple of days, full days, and then we go through them, showing them how they can be great leaders. And it's not difficult. I don't know why people in Harvard or in Cambridge, they do it so complicated. It's just you go within yourself, you learn pretty well who you are, why are you in this life for, what is your purpose, what you want to accomplish in life, what is your dream. And once you have that and you have discovered your leadership, then you just move, you just go on. And but to multiply that power within, you have to have a very strong spiritual conviction and beliefs. You have to be very strong in following your dream. You have to think heroic and activate yourself in that direction. And you do it. You do it. Mahatma Gandhi did it. Nelson Mandela did it. And they didn't have any school background. Or many other leaders that exist everywhere in the world. They just do it. You just do it.
Beautiful. Okay, so to end the conversation, this has been brilliant. Advice that you would want to give anybody who needs that little push, that little shove to live their life more by design instead of just waking up in the morning and letting life happen to them. What advice would you give for people that actually want to have life happen for them,
Okay.
where they can be in more control?
I already spoke about that, but I have to resume. I would say never forget that shortcut to happiness
Serving.
is doing for others, is serving. If you do that, that's I have printed here in my mind.
When did you
because
learn
I
that?
went to Jesuit school.
So, what age did you learn that principle? What
Right
age did you
there
ingrain
in
that?
Jesuit school, Loyola, San Ignacio, the saint. He created the largest ever university system in the world 400 years ago. Universities everywhere, in China, in Japan, in Latin America, in United States, everywhere. And why? Because he had a clear idea what he wanted to do. And where he got that, because he had a cannonball that shot on his leg, and he was in the hospital for 30 days. 30 days gave him the time to think, what am I doing? What is my life? Am I doing what I want? And he got answers. He said, I'm going to change. I'm going to get out of this hospital as a new Loyola, Ignacio Loyola. I'm going to travel to Japan. He never asked tickets or if there was an airplane. He just went to Japan. He just went to China. He just went to wherever he needed. And he did it. No school, no nothing, just conviction. This is my idea. This is my purpose, and I go for it. But there is one more thing. When you have purpose, you need performance. If you just dream and you just think that you like that, not enough. then you have to risk your shelves and get to work, and get to do things. So purpose, performance.
Purpose, performance, believe in yourself, serve others,
sir.
go make it happen.
Spiritual strength. Spiritual. You have to be very strong on beliefs, convictions, ideas that you have here.
Okay.
Muchas gracias.
Un placer. Gracias por estar acá con nosotros.
Disfruta puertorriqueño.
Gracias.
¿No juegas béisbol?
Juego, pero ya esos días se han
Ya estás
ya se han
grande
terminado.
de
Ahora
edad.
son días de pesca y de golf.
Ah, qué bonito.